Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us here today. I'm really excited to be here. I now know why this place is talked about in such positive words. It really is famous, and I've seen lots of customers outside eating the donuts here, and I can't wait to sample them afterwards. I want to thank Heidi and your team, Heidi, fantastic team here at Doughnut Monster for welcoming us here today for a really exciting announcement. Supporting Main Street shops like yours is at the heart of our mission to build back a stronger Ontario. For the past year and a half, I've seen resilience like never before from our local shopkeepers and their workers. They've made a lot of tough decisions to stay safe and to help stop the spread of COVID-19. It's time you were rewarded for stepping up when families in your community needed you the most. Today, I'm happy to announce essentially a tax cut for safe employers. In 2022, the WSIB is reducing workplace insurance rates by $168 million. This means our local merchants will now have more money to reinvest in health and safety training, creating new jobs, paying their workers more, and supporting their neighbors. At the same time, injured workers will continue to receive the same level of benefits and support. With this latest rate reduction, premium rates have now dropped by more than 50% since we formed government, leaving more than $2.4 billion in local economies across Ontario. We're also driving changes to help communities like Hamilton grow and prosper. The WSIB should not serve government, and we're changing it to ensure that they serve workers and employers. For starters, we intend to introduce legislation this fall that, if passed, would require the WSIB to return excess funds back to employers. At a time when businesses are struggling to stay afloat, it's unfair for the WSIB to be in the best financial position in its history. Their current reserve is valued at $6.1 billion. This money belongs to small businesses and their teams in our communities in every corner of Ontario. Lastly, we're proposing to make paying WSIB premiums easier. Currently, employers must make these payments directly to the WSIB. We're proposing to reduce the red tape and improve customer service by enabling the WSIB to partner with the Canada Revenue Agency to create a one-stop shop for businesses making premium payments. If passed, this will save businesses time and money so they can focus on serving their customers. We're on a mission to build back a stronger Ontario. This is why we invested more than $400,000 in the Office of the Worker Advisor, which helps injured workers navigate the WSIB system. And it's why we're taking the actions I outlined today to save employers millions of dollars so they can invest in local job creation and economic growth. At the same time, again, none of these changes will have any impact on the benefits that injured workers receive. In fact, and I think we all remember this, it wasn't too long ago that the WSIB was on the brink of bankruptcy. But with renewed leadership, they have turned a corner, and the changes we're driving can now build back a stronger system for workers and employers. Together, we can continue to make Ontario the safest and best place to work, invest, and live anywhere in the world. It is now my great pleasure to invite Heidi VanderKwaak, the owner of the Doughnut Monster, to share what today's relief means for her small business and most importantly for her team. So Heidi, over to you.
Thank you, Minister McNaughton. And welcome, Minister McNaughton and guests to Doughnut Monster. We are a family-owned, made-from-scratch donut shop and a living wage employer. And we are proud to be part of the Hamilton community. Like every other business in the hospitality industry, the last 18 months of operating in a pandemic have been a challenge. Adjusting to new and shifting pandemic restrictions can be incredibly fatiguing for owners, staff, and customers alike. The need to make the most out of every small opportunity that has never been more important. And the risks of misstepping have never been greater. We look forward to the near future when it will be once again possible to enjoy life and business in close company with our neighbors and friends. My greatest point of pride while operating this business during a pandemic is the commitment of our staff to participating in, improving, and complying with all of the health and safety protocols, whether it's masking or hand washing, calling in sick when they don't feel well, or even finding the earliest possible appointment for a vaccine as soon as it opened up for them. I am extremely, extremely proud of them for taking their own health, the health and safety of their coworkers, and the health and safety of our customers very seriously. They have shown resilience, flexibility, and adaptability, and I'm proud of each and every one of them. Supports like these that Minister McNaughton announced go a long way to help businesses like mine keep them viable and competitive as we recover from the impacts of COVID-19. The rate reduction means that there is more money for employers like me to consider taking important steps, such as increasing wages for frontline staff so that we can remain competitive and fair, while also investing in improving the health and safety for our staff in the workplace. To everyone here today, thank you again for being our guests, and I'll pass it back to you, Minister McNaughton.
We'll open it up for questions. Just a reminder, one question, one follow-up, please.
Great. I do just want to thank Heidi again and her team. She has a lot of pride in her team, and it was the first thing that I noticed when I walked in here today. So this is really such a great story, and thank you for your heroic work. Obviously, it's been really, really challenging for small businesses, but today's news is a bit of relief for everyone, so thank you. So what does this $168 million WSIB premium reduction mean for employers? So to date, our government has delivered about $2.4 billion in WSIB premium reductions. Today, the WSIB is hosting and holding their AGM, and following the AGM, they'll be sending out notices to every business in the province of what their premiums will be for next year, and the reductions for those businesses that qualified will be reflected in that statement. Again, it's $168 million for those safe employers that have a strong health and safety record, that have looked after their staff and their customers, and those ones will be rewarded with the biggest reductions. The idea of the average small businesses or large businesses? Yeah, it is for all businesses. I mean, the focus for me of the reforms that we brought in to drive change at the WSIB is to help those small employers out there. For example, we've increased funding to the Office of the Employer Advisor, as well as the Office of the Worker Advisor. So it means that small businesses and workers, if they need to navigate the WSIB system, there's teams in place to help them navigate, which historically has been an overly complex system. So we're driving changes that reduce rates to also help the small businesses in particular.
Thank you for taking my question. Vaccine passport is been in place for a couple of weeks now. There are some businesses that have openly stated that there are other rules, and many have expressed concerns about policing it. How are you enforce? Well, question for about this. How are you enforcing? How are enforcement efforts going? And what are you seeing in terms of fines and charges?
Yeah, I mean, look, we're at a place here led by an incredible entrepreneur, Heidi, and her amazing team that have done everything possible to improve safety for workers and their customers. They're playing by the rules, and 99% of businesses out there are doing a good job. But my message to those rule breakers out there, play by the damn rules. I mean, everybody knows that we have to work together. The fines are serious. I think of an establishment in Eastern Ontario that was not playing by the health and safety rules. The AGCO took away their liquor license. So enforcement is happening. Again, the majority of businesses are doing exactly what Heidi and her team are doing, and that is going above and beyond. But to those rule breakers out there, like, let's work together. Let's get through this pandemic.
QR code is supposed to be up and running by October 22nd. To make the process smoother for customers and businesses, is the province still on track to launch that QR code on time?
Yeah, I had a great conversation yesterday with Minister Khalid Rashid, who's leading this QR code and technology change. I can confirm it'll be up and running by the date that the government announced. Again, I hear from my local restaurants in my community and the riding that I represent. Overwhelming majority of people are working together. Ontario, I'm proud to say, is leading the world when it comes to vaccination rates. And that's reflected in the lower number of cases that we're seeing pretty much on a daily basis. So again, just let's keep working together. We've got lots of resources. We're here to help small businesses. We know this is a challenging time, but just play by the rules and we'll keep businesses open and not go back to lockdowns.
My question directly asked, so I worked with
Any other questions, Kevin? Yeah, I mean, we've been clear, and the Premier has been crystal clear on the vaccine certificate and showing that proof of vaccination that we're hoping it's going to be short-lived. We don't want it to be in place a minute longer than it needs to be. Again, we're going to continue to work with the Chief Medical Officer of Health. We review, all of the health and safety rules and some of the restrictions on a weekly basis. Our main focus now is to be measured, to be cautious. We were clear in the throne speech. We don't want to go back to lockdowns. The main goal is to keep people safe and keep businesses open. And I think we're on the right path to continue to, reopen things and to keep making life easier for businesses. Yeah, I mean, I can just speak to what we've done at the Ministry of Labour Training and Skills Development. We just graduated 100 new health and safety inspectors last week, which brings the total to 507, the largest in provincial history. We are going out to those businesses that are playing by the rules to take an education-first approach with those business owners because, they don't have big HR departments, as we all know, and we want to help them to give advice. We've put hundreds of resources in multiple language up at ontario.ca/COVID safety, free resources for them. Most recently, we announced and we have in place a digital portal to help small businesses create a health and safety plan because that's a requirement now of all businesses that are open. So again, we're providing all of the resources we can to small businesses. I know the most recent data I heard that for the grants for small businesses, it's now up at over $3 billion. Today's announcement of $168 million is going to go a long ways.
Thanks,
Okay. Thanks, everyone. Thank you.